good, YouTube? It's your boy, Blue Blood Sports TV, back at y'all with another one. So, legendary 8-division world champion, iconic Filipino superstar boxer, Manny Pac-Man Pacquiao, who will be heading into a mega showdown August 21st, Las Vegas, Nevada, T-Mobile Arena. With that said, he'll be facing off against undefeated, unified WBC IBF welterweight world champion, superstar boxer, who is widely considered by many to be top 3 best pound-for-pound fighters in the world, in Earl the True Spence Jr. With that said, one of Manny Pacquiao's past foes, former unified welterweight world champion, superstar boxer Keith one-time Thurman, is being linked to a showdown with 3-division world champion who's undefeated, who simultaneously holds the WBA super belt at 130, the WBA regular belt at 135 and 140, 5-time world champion Gervonta Davis, who's a superstar within the sport of boxing. 26 years of age, 25 wins, no losses, no draws, 24 big wins by way of knockout, 5'5" with a 67-inch arm reach, and he's a southpaw. There lies the comparisons between Manny Pacquiao and Gervonta Davis. Both very, very powerful left hands, both southpaws, both 5'5", both with a 67-inch arm reach. Obviously, Manny Pacquiao, he has far more experience. At 62 wins, 7 losses, 2 draws, 39 big wins by way of knockout. 3 times in his career, he's been knocked out. Manny Pacquiao has more knockouts than Gervonta Davis has total in fights. So there lies the experience. But when it compares to skill set and being able to compete with former unified champion Keith Thurman, who was the last time Manny Pacquiao's actually been in the ring was July 2019, same time Keith Thurman. So with that said, it was brought up as a fantasy matchup, right? As a cash matchup, okay? It wasn't brought up as a serious possibility. It was brought up as a fantasy matchup. How would you fare? What would you think about that? When Keith Thurman was asked, how would you fare? How would you think that would play out? What do you think about that fight? It has now grown legs. It has now picked up traction to the point where Ellerbe, CEO of Mayweather Promotions, he's confirmed that they're a phone call away from making this fight happen if Keith Thurman is truly serious. Keith Thurman, 29 wins, 1 loss, no draws, 22 big wins by way of knockout. Keith Thurman is 32 years of age, stands at 5'7" with a 69-inch arm reach. So he's 2 inches taller than Gervonta Davis, has a 2-inch arm reach advantage over Gervonta Davis, as he did with Manny Pacquiao. Manny Pacquiao's a southpaw. Now we saw Manny Pacquiao, he dropped Keith Thurman with a right hand in the first round, and then he badly hurt Keith Thurman to the body in the 10th round. Looked like he was on the verge of stopping Keith Thurman. He spit out his mouthpiece, ran around the ring. Dramatics. And Manny Pacquiao is not known to be a body puncher. He's just overwhelmed you with his athletic ability, his hand speed, his foot speed. It overwhelms you. With that said, with all of that said, Gervonta Davis is more skilled boxer than Manny Pacquiao. He's more technically skilled. He sets up his punches better. He's more accurate. He changes levels better. He's a better thinker in the ring, has a higher ring IQ. He's not as athletic. He doesn't have as quick hands as Manny Pacquiao or quick feet as Manny Pacquiao. But he has very fast feet when he chooses to use them, and he definitely has very fast hands. So, it begs to differ, and it makes you wonder how this fight will actually play out. And the fact that Floyd Mayweather, legendary, retired Hall of Famer, former 5-division world champion, former pound-for-pound king, former pay-per-view king, the man known as Money, 50-0, Floyd Mayweather, who holds the highest pay-per-view, the biggest revenue fight in the history of sport of boxing, with, ironically, Manny Pacquiao. So Floyd Mayweather, he knows a thing or two about Manny Pacquiao. And the fact that Mayweather Promotions are confident that Keith Thurman will get stopped by Gervonta Tank Davis, as he did not with Manny Pacquiao, speaks volumes. But like I stated, Manny Pacquiao, he changes levels, right? He'll throw punches to your body, he'll throw punches to the head, but Manny Pacquiao is not, he doesn't target one area of the body, okay? It's not like Manny Pacquiao is looking to go to the body. He just happens to go to the body. I think he unconsciously goes to the body, right? He just throws combinations, and I think he unconsciously just goes to the body when it presents itself. And so he caught Keith Thurman to the body, no doubt. They knew that Keith Thurman, that was a glaring weakness of Keith Thurman. And so with that said, Manny Pacquiao throws punches and bunches, overwhelms his opponents. Southpaw stance. Gervonta Tank Davis takes his time. Now he can overwhelm you with his hand speed, but he sets his knockouts and his punches up. Okay? You look at the punch when Manny Pacquiao knocked out Ricky Hatton. He was throwing that left hand over and over and over again. It just was missing. And then he slipped and caught Ricky Hatton and then knocked him out. Gervonta Tank Davis, he technically sets up his punches far better than Manny Pacquiao does. He doesn't need to overwhelm you with his athletic ability, although he possesses it. And so this leads me to believe that Floyd Mayweather and Leonard Ellerbe, they understand the limitations of Keith Thurman, and they understand the limitless ceiling of Gervonta Tank Davis. And they're very confident. You never heard them actually say, when you're speaking of undefeated WBC lightweight world champion superstar boxer Devin the Dream Haney, this confident, oh, Gervonta Tank Davis going to fight Devin Haney. He's going to knock Devin Haney out. Never hear them say that. You never hear them say, oh, Gervonta Tank Davis fight Teofimo Lopez, undefeated lightweight, unified world champion superstar boxer. Oh, he's going to knock Teofimo Lopez out, for sure. You never hear them say that. You never hear them say, oh, if he fights Vasil Lomachenko, two-time Olympic gold medalist, three-division world champion, former unified lightweight world champion, he's going to knock Lomachenko out. Not in this manner. Not this confident. The fact that they're this confident, and he says it's only a phone call away. When you speak of Gervonta Tank Davis and Devin Haney, they never say it's a phone call away. When you hear them say Gervonta Tank Davis, Vasil Lomachenko, not that easy of a fight to make. Even the in-house fights. But with Keith Thurman, they see a glaring weakness. And they understand that if Manny Pacquiao can beat Keith Thurman at 40 years of age and has a lot of similarities to Gervonta Tank Davis, but Gervonta Tank Davis being 26, being more accurate, being more technically sound. Oh, this is a huge revenue fight. It's a huge pay-per-view fight. But we believe that Gervonta Tank Davis essentially is a better technically skilled boxer than Manny Pacquiao. He doesn't have the experience. He doesn't have the legacy fights. He doesn't have Miguel Cotto on his record. He doesn't have Ricky Hatton on his resume. He doesn't have Oscar De La Hoya. He doesn't have Juan Manuel Marquez, Eric Morales, and Barrera on his resume. Right? He didn't fight the likes of a Floyd Mayweather. He didn't knock down Chris Algieri. See, here's the thing. When you look at Manny Pacquiao's fights with Jeff Horn, how tough of a fight that was. Even though he hurt Jeff Horn, look how tough of a fight it was. He knocked down Chris Algieri, I believe, 6 times in the fight and couldn't stop him. Because Manny Pacquiao needs to continue to overwhelm you. And if he can't get to you by overwhelming you, right, or you making a mistake, you can stay away from him. You can control the distance. You can control the pace of the fight. That's not the case when you're dealing with Gervonta Tank Davis, because he finds a way to play chess in the ring and close the gaps, as he did with Mario Barrios, who's much bigger than Keith Thurman at 5'11", with a 72-inch arm reach. Keith Thurman is a 5'7" with a 69-inch arm reach. And we know he has that glaring weakness to the body. Now, Mario Barrios with his jab, Tank Davis, he was controlling the pace of the fight. He won the first 5 rounds. But you can see, as the fight progressed, you can see Gervonta Tank Davis closing the gap. You can see Gervonta Tank Davis getting closer and closer to finding a way to win the fight. You can see it. progressing. As time went on, you can see it coming to, you can see the ending coming for Mario Barrios. See, with Manny Pacquiao, it just comes. It doesn't progress, right? It just comes or it doesn't. Like when he fought Keith Thurman. Keith Thurman started closing the gap the second half of the fight against Manny Pacquiao because Manny Pacquiao is not technically skilled. Let me not say he's not as technically skilled as Gervonta Davis. When Keith Thurman was hurt to the body against Manny Pacquiao, he knew he could just circle the ring and Manny Pacquiao was going to have a difficult time finding him because he's not cutting the ring off. Well, that wouldn't have been the case if it was Gervonta Davis. Keith Thurman would have been in trouble if he was hurt to the body because Gervonta Davis knows how to cut the ring off. He knows how to use... See, Manny Pacquiao used these angles and these little pockets, right? He's very crafty. He's crafty, for sure. He uses these little pockets when he throws his left hand, right? He uses this stutter step, right? The stutter step, and then throws the left hand. But you can start to time him. Thus the reason why 4-division world champion Mexican superstar boxer Juan Manuel Marquez had so much success with Manny Pacquiao because Juan Manuel Marquez has great timing and great accuracy and a high ring IQ. And it showed. The problem with Marquez is athletically he's not as gifted as Manny Pacquiao. So Manny Pacquiao's athletic gifts were overwhelming to Marquez, not to the point where he was getting knocked out, but he would get caught and knocked down with a flash knockdown. Those proved to be the difference in the fight. The first fight, he got dropped 3 times, and then he fought Manny Pacquiao 3 times in the first round, then he fought Manny Pacquiao to a draw. Marquez doesn't have fast feet. He's very flat-footed. Okay? He's not the most athletically gifted guy in the sport of boxing. He has great timing and very accurate, and a good counterpuncher. And that's what gave Manny Pacquiao trouble. Right? Technically skilled boxers, because he's not technically skilled, so he overwhelms you with his athletic ability. But when you're able to stay calm, cool, and collective, and then you can see his punches coming, you could time him. That's what Marquez was started to do. Even the 2 fights that Manny Pacquiao won in between the being knocked out and the first fight being a draw, one can argue Manny Pacquiao lost those fights as well, because Marquez was able to control the pace of the fight. It's just those moments that he get dropped, a flash knockdown, because the fight was so close. Those proved to be the difference in the fight on the judges' scorecards. Right? So, Floyd Mayweather, they understand that Manny Pacquiao, 40 years of age, could do this to Keith Thurman. Imagine what Gervonta Davis can do at 26 and being more technically sound and gifted. So they want to make this fight happen, and I think it should happen. It's a big fight for Keith Thurman. If he wins, you got to give him credit for the win. Now, there's going to be people to say, oh, Gervonta Davis was too small. I'm not going to be one of those people if Keith Thurman won. Right? But this is the way that Keith Thurman puts a big name. This will be the biggest win, name-wise, on Keith Thurman's resume. Because Gervonta Davis is a bigger star than 2-time welterweight world champion superstar boxer Sean Porter. And he's a bigger star than Danny Garcia, 2-division world champion. He just is. So, namesake-wise, this would be the biggest name on Keith Thurman's resume as a win, because he got in the ring with Manny Pacquiao. Now, Manny Pacquiao clearly is a global star and a bigger name than Gervonta Davis, but Keith Thurman lost that fight. Winning the fight against Gervonta Davis would be a bigger name on his resume, and it would speak volumes. So let's see how this unfolds and plays out. Gervonta Davis, this would be a statement on his part, and this would actually catapult him into that superstardom that they claim he's already in or headed in. So let's see how this unfolds and plays out. This would make Gervonta Davis a 4-division world champion at 26 years old. And would have... No. Not a 4-division world champion, because Keith Thurman's not a champion, excuse me. But this would be him winning fights in 4 different divisions. Going from 130 to 147 it speaks volumes beating one of the best welterweights in the world. Beating a former unified world champion. That would speak volumes. So let's see how this unfolds and plays out. Make sure you hit the like button. Drop a comment in the comment section. Let me know what y'all think. Y'all already know what it is. It's your boy Blue, Blue Blood Sports TV. Hate, like, comment, and subscribe. If you haven't subscribed, hit the subscribe button. Hit the like button. Hit the bell icon to get all the new notifications. Follow me on Instagram at Blue Blood Sports TV, all one word. Y'all already know what it is. Shouts out to the entire LDBC. Shouts out to New Media. Shouts out to Black Media Row. Make sure you like and share these videos. That's all I got for y'all. Peace.
Hey, this is Ebony Bridges, Blonde Bomber, and you're watching Blue Blood Sports TV.